Welcome back, Football Manager fanatics, the first game of the Premier League season. And if you haven't already, go back and watch the transfer special that went up last time. What a roller coaster it is, we're still missing our key striker, but let's get into the first game of the season. And not only was it transfers, we won the Community Shield on penalties against Manchester City. Jay Stansfield getting the goal for us, and getting the goal in the 89th minute with a penalty as well was absolutely fantastic. But today's game is going to be against Brighton. We're going to go straight in with the game. It is the first game of the season, and maybe we'll come back and have a look at potentially completing some transfers at the end of the window as well. Dani Gomez, our wonder striker, not really. He's a scrape of the barrel, but as I mentioned in last episode, Musterman said he's a player that scores loads of goals, so we're going to put our faith in Musterman, and hopefully Dani Gomez can do the business for us in some capacity this season. And the team is going to be unchanged of the team that did face Manchester City: Baxter, Tobias, Blodskill, with Scalvini and Henry at the back, Engels and Wasberg in the middle, with Naipan, Bellingham, Newerton and Stansfield. Now I did say I was going to get a face for Naipan, so give me a second and I'll do that now. And just like that, Naipan has a face. Also, Donovan should have a face as well, which he does. Toplovic, Luka, okay, no face for Toplovic apparently. And Taylor Bullitt has a face also. So let's get in to face Brighton today. I mean, we drew 1-1 with Manchester City and we beat them on penalties, so the confidence should be massively with this team here. Although Brighton's team, they've had a few years in the Prem over ourselves as well. Our home form is important to us. Is that enough to get the lead over Brighton? I mean, it's the first game back at St Andrews in the Premier League in 15 years, so yeah, exciting stuff. A little bit scared of the Brighton team, to be honest, and the 3-4-3 formation, although some will say it was a 5-back, but we are here. First game of the season against Brighton. We're going to demand more straight away. As Stansfield slides in, bit of commitment of what you want to see. Clearly he's heard the rumours about being replaced this transfer window, so he's going to try his hardest to stay in the first team here, as Estepinian runs down the left hand side for Brighton. And is that a penalty? Is that a penalty? Please don't be a penalty. I think it might be though. 1 minute into our Premier League debut again. It's no penalty. We can calm down. We can calm down, although the free kick isn't even a highlight. Lovely stuff. Let's get in. And quite a deep line here from Brighton as Nubel gives it to Igor into Baleba. Mitoma now. He's on the transfer list, but way too expensive. And to be honest, he wouldn't want to speak to us anyway. But Newerton, new boy on the left-hand side. And it's quite a cagey affair in the first 6 minutes. Casale hits it on long field. Ferguson winning in the air, but Scalvini into Wasberg. Naipan now. He's got his face. Stansfield into Joe Bellingham. 1-0. Fantastic stuff. Wonderful Joe Bellingham. Scintillating stuff from Birmingham City. And for 14 million, he's doing well, Bellingham. Naipan into Job. Nice little 1-2 with Stansfield. I mean, hit the post and went in. Nubel had no chance. And we're going to demand more again as well. 1-0 up. We are losing the possession battle here, but we are at home, so we're going to stick with the positive mentality. If we do concede before half-time, we may drop it down to balance, but you know what, we're actually being completely dominated here. We're going to drop it into balance now. With the shouts, going to encourage him a little bit more to get back into this game, as Rico Henry throws it into Newerton, back to Engels, Tobias into Stansfield. He might be offside. He might be offside. VAR is in effect in the Premier League. I think he might be on goal review. 2-0, fantastic stuff. Stansfield 2-2 now. Engels into Tobias, lovely first touch into Stansfield. I think, to be fair, Janssen Wasberg might have been the only one that would have been offside. Let's have a look at it again. I mean, no, none of them are offside at all. We have time to focus as well. We're 2-0 up. Let's not do anything too hasty as well, but a fantastic start, fantastic return in our first game so far as well, as Scalvini dispossesses Ferguson. But Newerton didn't like that. He didn't do well in the first game either. Inside forward, perhaps I'm speaking too much, and Ferguson hits the post. Pay attention, Ross. Ramdeuter, inverted winger. Tracortista, you know what, maybe winger is what he wants to be. We will put him on a support though, instead of attack. I'm going to encourage him for the last couple of minutes of the first half, but a wonderful, wonderful display in the first game of the season so far for us. We haven't had the possession, but you know what? We've got 2 goals, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. We're going to pump our fists. You're capable of even better. Let's not rest on our laurels here. I think Newerton potentially will be coming off in the second half. Give it another 10 minutes or so as Engels whips it in. Newerton, Wasberg, Engels. A big fee on Engels with 21 million. Newerton into Joe Bellingham. Goes down in the box, but Newerton still has it here. Newerton staying on 3-0. What a return to the Premier League. I was going to praise them, but no. Newerton into Joe. A big strong challenge there from Casale. Newerton took it outside the box, but then drove back inside. Right-footed finish, past Noble. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Enjoying this. And I do put it down to the tactic that we have used. You know, the team's been using it for 3 seasons now. And it does work from the tactic tests that I have been doing with it. Although Baxter came out very far there. You're not a sweeper keeper, are you, Baxter? He is on support. Maybe it did help in that situation there. But Noble now into Dunk. Andre, Casale. Newerton steals the ball as well. Lovely stuff. Into Naipan. Bellingham making that run there. Rico Henry into the box. Into Joe Bellingham. And it's just been deflected behind for a corner here. 60 minute on the mark. Is that Scalvini? Engels to Scalvini. Can that be our new Cochrane to Clara? Whips it in. No, it can't. No, it can't. I think we need to put a right footer or a left footer even on the right hand side to whip the balls in. Naipan on a 6.8. We're going to bring in Toplovic, Arne Engels. We're going to swap you out for Thiago Home. Stansfield for Danny Gomez. Let's give him another run out. And we will try and encourage him as well. But 3-0 up, we shouldn't do anything too silly here to throw the game away. Touch wood. But Bellingham, Stansfield and Newerton, lovely to see. Toplovic, I know what's wrong with his face, to be honest. It was a web file rather than a PNG. So we are going to bring on Donovan as well. Bellingham, drop him in to the attacking midfielder there. Newerton. I mean, we haven't really got anyone that can play out on the left. Danny Gomez, sorry, made a mistake. Danny Gomez can. Williamson is going to be up front on his own. We'll encourage him for the last 10 minutes of this game. But it's been a fantastic performance from Birmingham City. Yeah, very pretty from Birmingham City. 4 minutes left. Ferdi Kadioglu into Matoma. Back post is João Pedro. And to be fair, they have pulled one back. Baxter didn't even move for that one. And we're just going to skip that replay. We don't need to see it. We'll encourage them again. What a fantastic start to the Premier League. 3-1 victory. Yeah, well deserved, I would say as well. Now, let's try and get some more transfers over the line. Now, there are a couple of strikers that we are looking at. Maurits Kjærgaard. This is going to be probably a season-long battle to get him. Chelsea want him as well. He's unhappy because they triggered an extension on his contract. Still can't kind of get a fee over the line or even get him to talk to us properly. Junior Croupier from Arsenal on loan, potentially. I mean, is he much better than Stansfield? If we compare the two of them side by side, he probably isn't. I mean, he's got more vision as an attacking midfielder. To be fair, he's probably an all-round better player than Stansfield as well, but yeah, we'll stick with Stansfield over him. Matteo Retegui, we've got a £17.5 million bid put in for this guy. 80,000 a week wages, which is a lot, but would come in as kind of our first choice striker. And if we do compare Retegui to Stansfield, you know, again, he's all round better with mentals and aerial, attacking and vision, other than the speed, but he'll be a very good player coming in. And then Winsley, Botelli, 3.5 million fee has gone in for him if we have him on loan as well. There's a mandatory fee to sign him for 3.5 million. Not sure whether we're actually going to go with this one, but you know, it pretty much is Stansfield, just a little bit slower as well. Yeah, it's very difficult to get a striker. We're 10 days away from the transfer window ending, which we may make our move then, but for now, yeah, not a lot's happening on the striker front. We may have a striker. Now, older viewers of the channel will remember Emmanuel Omega from our Right to Dream Champions League victory when Omega led the line for us with FC Northland. 3.5-star player leading EFL Championship, 4-star good Premier League player. 20 million this guy's going to cost us. Now is on 28.5 thousand a week and he's slightly interested in speaking to us. So, star player, that's fine. Estimated wage 44 to 59. 81,000. It's so much money. I mean, I could probably do 65, which we know he's probably just going to go up to 100,000. Oh, okay, he dropped down. 65 again. Come on, Omega. Right, I think we have our striker. Barring anything happening. I mean, Kjaergaard, I would absolutely love to have Kjaergaard. Where is Kjaergaard? I want to try and compare the two of them together. Right, Kjaergaard would be the dream, but Emmanuel Omega, I mean, attacking wise, he's everything that we want. 5 cons of, doesn't enjoy big matches. Not a fan of that. Physicality is not as physical, not as mental. He's 6'5", a good target man. We'll see how we get on with him. It does mean, however, though, Retegui, if I compare you with Omega, I believe Omega is the better purchase, and he is, to be fair, other than the attacking wise. Very tough. Do we get both? I don't know, we'll have to find out. So interestingly, Winsley Botelli, not sure if we're going to go through this guy, but 3.5 million. I mean, he's got a good lot of potential on him. 4-star, potentially 5. Yeah, not quite sure where he fits in. 1 for the future, and then Emmanuel Omega is currently agreeing to join us. I mean, am I being clouded by nostalgia with this guy? I hope not. Let's see how we do get on. There's still 5 days to go of the transfer window, so we can always just delay them until the end of it. But yeah, we need a striker before the end of the window. I mean, we've got 28 million to spend. It should be enough, really. So we need a striker. So naturally, we've just agreed a deal for Neymar. I mean, he's on a free. Can play over on the left. Potentially even could play as a striker, as an advanced forward, if we do get desperate. The work rate's not there. Is that crazy? Is it a crazy thing to do? I mean, we're on 70k a week for a year. What's the worst that can happen? And this is where I think we're going to get a lot of joy at the end of the transfer window. So Corinthians, Yuri Alberto, there's a minimum free release clause of 11.5 million, which we triggered early on in the transfer window. Now he's willing to speak to us because Fulham aren't interested. Although, is he interested in speaking to us? He doesn't want a stepping stone. Normally everyone wants a stepping stone for that. Oh, how do we do this? Can we play him in his preferred position? No, he's not happy with that. So what do you do in this situation now? Because we'll say we'll improve the coaching. We're just promising stuff, but it doesn't really make sense. Aims for this season, do we just lie and say we want a mid-table finish? Yeah. So that was a non-starter then. Still 5 days to go. Another player on our list as well, Matthias Arezzo, 16 million. Now, Fulham seem to be everywhere that we are when it comes to the Premier League. I'm not sure if they have... Are they in Europe at all? Like, it's the only thing I could think of that they were in Europe as well. They're not in Europe, but everyone wants to go to Fulham. Doesn't make sense, does it? But anyway. How much does Arezzo want? He wants to be a star player. Make you an important player. He's happy with that. The 72,000. So people, they're reducing their demands now, which is very nice to see. 57,000. I reckon about 60 we can get him for, but we'll do a couple for 57. No, we won't. 67? 67. Okay, so Matthias Arezzo, and we do have... Where's Omega? We are getting to the crunch time though, but Neymar coming in I think would be an absolutely fantastic pickup. Work permit is currently in the offing for Omega, and Arezzo is actually a better striker all around. He misses out on the aerial threat, but mentally is a lot better as well. And if we can combine him with Jay Stansfield, I mean, Arezzo is the better striker. Stansfield slightly pales in comparison. Okay, let's put the cat among the pigeons. Well, maybe very attacking does work. We were just 2-1 down with 15 minutes to go, and we brought it back. Bloskill into Wilhelmsen. Another one that's staking his claim to stay as a striker in this team and somehow overcome a Norwich team who were very game today. Very attacking? Yeah, maybe it does work as a mentality. Now, the best part of Football Manager, for me personally as well, it is transfer deadline day. As you can see, we already have Neymar potentially joining us on a free, Matthias Arezzo for 16 million, and Emmanuel Omega for 17 million as well. The one thing I want to do is check with Omega is how he compares next to Wilhelmsen. He's probably going to be so much better than him, but only just with aerial. You know what? Maybe Omega isn't the one that we do bring in. Wilhelmsen scored the winner in the last game, so yeah, it's going to be a fun deadline nonetheless. Now, unfortunately, the unthinkable's happened. Newcastle has made an offer for Kjaergaard, 37.5 million, and I got a feeling he's going to go to them as well. Matsumura, we're trying to move him on. It's not. We're going to try and move him on. 3.5 million for Matsumura. Kjaergaard still wants to play in Europa. He wants to play in the Champions League, but Newcastle are in the Europa League. Make it make sense. It's just really sad. Kjaergaard has moved to Newcastle. Look at his value there now. 176 to 211 million. That's heartbreaking. Retigui looks like he's going to go on loan to Inter Milan. It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. Timber's gone to Villarreal. Matsumura snubs Albacete, but Neymar is going to be joining us. Such a crazy transfer this is, but yeah, we'll bring him in. Elite winger, but he's no Kjaergaard. So unhappy with this, but you know, very good player coming in. And all the work's happening now. 10 hours to go. Arezzo for 16 million. I mean, we need to have a look at another striker that can potentially be better than him coming in, but it's all going wrong. Now, we have cancelled the offer for Arezzo. Could come back to haunt us. However, we have got another couple of people we are looking at. Dominic Solanke, 22 million for this guy. 3.5 star advanced forward. I mean, good work rate, good off the ball, good natural fitness as well. 27 years of age, good age. Decent Premier League player. 22 million as I mentioned as well. And he's English. What would he like? That is the question. Important player. You'll be a first team player. 130,000 isn't going to work for us. He's currently on 75, so let's try and bring him down as much as we can. See, 82, he dropped by fair bit of money there. I reckon about 105 we could get him for here, but we'll still try and stick around the 94,000 mark for Dominic Solanke. I mean, it's 30,000 more than AGUERO. And if we do compare the two of them as well, there's not too much difference with them. Although actually AGUERO is a better player. So we could have made a mistake here. But also we have Semif Kilshkoy. Probably butchered that completely. I like the look of this guy. 20 years old. Just turned 20 as well. 16 dribbling, 16 finishing. Good balance, natural fitness, determination and flair and technique. A different type of striker that we have. Chelsea are after him, so are Milan and Leipzig. He wants to be a star player. 120k a week. Again, I think if we can get him down to about 93 or so, I think we'll be very happy with that. 87, so he's already dropped a fair bit, so let's go down to 90. And that's been accepted, and he's a Wonderkid as well. The comparison between him and AGUERO, Kilshoy or Semif, we're just going to call him Semif, he's a better all-round player as a striker, with the exception of aerial. How tall is he? 5'10". Maybe he's the one that we should go with. Newcastle just spent so much money as well. And we couldn't get Kiergaard, unfortunately. But, I mean, if we do try and compare him to Kiergaard, he's not going to be too close to him if we are being honest. But let's have a look. As an attacker, he's a better player. Kiergaard can play all around. He's such a great player. If you don't see him in your Football Manager game, say get him in if you can. You know what, Semif, I think we'll go with you. And hopefully, not too long to wait to bring him in as well. We did go in for Oh Hyung-gyu, but that wasn't to be. So, Matsumura would rather go to Cadiz. Can we convince you to go to Hull? That's even if they will offer the 3.5 million that we are looking for, and they will. Thankfully, that isn't a fantastic offer for Romsas. 35 million up front, and then 10 million over 10 games. We'll reject it. Napoleon isn't too interested either. There is potential interest in Clara from Torino on loan, but there's no one that would come in for him. So happy with that, although Almiera now are interested as well. Matthew Cox, I mean, we don't need to get rid of him. And no one is interested anyway, so hopefully Semif can come in. See how we get on. Now, interestingly, Semif, we haven't got the required funds to do it. 29 million is required from our budget of 27.5. I mean, if we do that, will that work? We have also got Dominic Solanke transfer in there as well. I'm not sure if that is affecting things. We can bring him in. Semif Kilsh. I'm going to call him Semif. 3.5 star player. Potential 4 to 5. Valued in 81 to 96 million. Very happy with this transfer that's come in. Him and Jay Stansfield will be buying for the number 1 position. And we have got Neymar as well. Absolutely fantastic. I think I'm finally happy that we have a striker in. And that's it. The transfer window's over. We've spent 161 million across this summer transfer window. But how much did we kind of outlay as well on sales? 101 million. We spent 97 million. Good bit of business. We are 100,000 over our wage budget, which isn't good business. Yeah, that has to be rectified soon. And our overall balance is minus 28 million. But we've got a squad. And currently, before we do leave the next episode, we're currently sitting 5th in the Premier League. 2 wins, 1 loss, 6 points on the board. And do we come back against Young Boys? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. A European double. Young Boys and SK Rapid. I'll see you there. If you have liked this video, let me know down below, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of the project.